Men Expected Lifespan by Sophia, Ashley, Alexia, Jacoby, Jada, Sydney, and Asia. Established Friday, April 16th, 2021. Presentation objectives. In this PowerPoint, we will be discussing the life expectancy between races of men. Men and women have different life expectancies, and in this presentation, we hope to find out why. We will be discussing the demographics, Asian Americans, African Americans, Hispanic men, white men, alcohol and drugs, environment, disparities, relevant, social, and community family B. Introduction. Men die an average of 5 years earlier than women. Men are at a higher risk for serious diseases such as heart disease, lung cancer, and HIV. They face unique health problems such as prostate cancer that don't affect women. To improve men's health, it is important to raise awareness about preventative screenings and regular health care for men of all ages. Demographics. According to the CDC, Asian American men see a life expectancy of 84.13 years. African American men live to about 72.29. White Americans, 76 years. Hispanic males, 80 years. And Native American men, up to 72.10 years of age. Asian American men. Asian Americans have a life expectancy of 85.4 years, which is longer than those who live in Japan. Asian Americans outlive white Americans by 8 years, while also enjoying the longest life expectancy of any race. Due to their restrictive diets, which include more fish and less red meats, it keeps them in better health to have a longer lifespan than most. African American men. African American men have one of the lowest life expectancy due to fatality, drug abuse, and alcohol abuse. With these, they also have a lack of resources and often wait to the last minute before going to the doctor. It is a fear of medical attention or not being able to afford it. As stated by Dr. Bond, early life exposures increase disease risk and have cumulative lifelong negative effects on the structure and function of organs, tissue, and the body. Hispanic men. Hispanic men represent roughly 15% of the total U.S. population and surpass the non-Hispanic population in the U.S. The life expectancy is around 77.9 years, and it's higher in comparison to non-Hispanic Black population until the age of 95. Then they equal about 3.5 years. Life expectancy dropped 2.4 years since the 2019 through 2020 statistical date update. Tradition and customs lead to health defects. Lead poisoning cases in Southern California. White men. According to the CDC, white males average 76.6 years of life expectancy. With that statistic, white Americans have the second longest lifespan behind Asian American males. When determining the life expectancy, you have to examine the economic class, access to health care, and environmental conditions. It should also be noted that white American males in general have more access to health care and better health insurance than any other race. Alcohol and drugs. According to American Addiction Centers, all substances have the ability to lower one's life expectancy, and some have more of an impact than others, such as cocaine, pills, and heroin. In a study conducted by Angela M. Wood, PhD, it was found that alcohol consumption at a high rate is associated with increased risk of stroke regardless of gender. Those who consume more than 25 alcoholic beverages a week can, on average, lose about 4 to 5 years of life expectancy. Environment. The environment that a person is in has everything to do with the lifespan of a person, such as the type of area the person is from, does the person smoke or drink, Do they exercise and eat healthy? Do they have health problems? Do they live in a place where they inhale polluted air? Or do they inhale clean air? And last, do they live in a place where there are high crime rates, which can shorten their life? Disparities and inequities. Health disparities are differences in health and healthcare between groups that are linked with social or economic disadvantages, like race, age, location, gender, disability, and sexual orientation. As the population gains more diversity, health disparities, such as access to clean water or transportation to doctor appointments, they need to be addressed. Relevant sociological perspectives. There are three major sociological perspectives: the symbolic interactionist perspective, the functionalist perspective, and the conflict perspective. Each one uniquely conceptualizes society, social forces, and human behavior. But the most important is functionalism. Functionalism has everything to do with how men are living their life. If they're eating right and exercising, have any health problems, or smoke or drink. Social and community characteristics. The community's history and relationships with one another, its current social structure, cultural norms, and the way it rules itself are examples of these characteristics. Social support is necessary in providing assistance to others biologically, psychologically, and socially through the quality of social support. It is stated that through pathways of social support and behavior and psychological changes can have an influence on improving one's health. Family B men life expectancy for the past 10 years calculations. Mean 58.6364, median 58.5 thousand, mode 54, standard deviation 18.37937, variance 337.801, maximum 90, minimum 18, sum 1935. Statistical differences for the sum of all: family A women 2,449, family A men 1,826, family B women 2,059, and family B men 1,935. It's a null hypothesis across the board. As said in the manuscript, there were no relationships between the dependent and independent variables.